Hello everyone. Today I will talk about the positive and negative aspects of hydrocarbons in our society. Well, first let's give a little context. Today we live in a globalized world. It means that the countries depend on the rest of the countries. This has positive and negative aspects. One of them, the global demand for resources like food, water, electricity, fuel, etc. Generation and exploitation of natural resources and bringing to the modern nature a lot of damage. Well, let's go to talk about what is fracking. Since the discovery of oil in 1859 until today, humanity has tried to extract this black gold to generate energy sources and search for its derivatives, hydrocarbons, plastic, and fuel, and others. However, the same human has not noticed in the indirect damage that they cause, starting with fracking, which is a technique where pressurized water is used to generate channels where hydrocarbons are extracted. But this technique involves a great damage to the environment, from soil contamination to groundwater poisoning, becoming in a serious problem for many species of plants and animals. Well, let's go to talk about plastic, which is a great problem today. Plastic is a derivative from oil and it's made from the synthesis of various organic compounds. This material is used until today because to its physical abilities, since they are machinable and of low commercial cost, being able to be easily acquired. Unfortunately, plastic doesn't degrade easily. It takes thousands of years and remains intact, generating tons of garbage per year and causing disaster in marine and in the land life. Another problem that we suffer today is the greenhouse effect, that this is a direct consequence of hydrocarbons. The constant emission of carbon dioxide (CO2), methane (CH4), and other pollution gases have gradually destroyed the ozone layer, leaving us exposed to the global warming and constant radiation of solar rays. Before the application of hydrocarbons in the industries, greenhouse gases were lesser, but today man has increased these gases and emissions, causing environment pollution through overpopulation, which demands a large amount of resources, exploiting the planet all the time. Well, although the damage caused by hydrocarbons were big and extract, the hydrocarbons continue to be a viable source of energy and sustenance in our society. They have great importance for the development in our daily life, mainly in industries, in our home, the field, and the energy. That doesn't mean that we must exploit resources and hydrocarbons in an uncontrolled way. It means that we must maintain a controlled extraction and to a lesser environmental impact. Well, let's go to the social aspect. In the social and world aspect, hydrocarbons have represented a large part of the problem between countries. For example, from the 1950s to the present, the countries have been involved in military wars for the acquisition of oil reserves. A clear example is the invasion in Iraq in 2003, where the United States and the other countries undertook military actions against Iraq. The objective of the United States to obtain the gold was hidden behind the curtain of disarming Iraq from the weapons of mass destruction, according to George Bush, the president of this time. For the conclusion, I think currently the world continues to search for alternative energy resources. In addition to controlling the excessive use of hydrocarbons, we must use in renewable energy. and with less environment impact. The humanity has also been investigating in the creation of products to replace plastic, like bamboo, suede, and other species have been investigated to create biodegradable products that help to preserve habitats. But the change is really new because if we want to keep our world alive, we must become noticed of the overexploitation of resources and learn about recycling. Well, that's all for today. I would like to thank you for listening to me